But I was thinking it opened to 7, because it just then early voting started today and will run through November 1st. And the normal place is, the easiest one is over here at the Junior League location, South Circus Center, Bob Duncan, the courthouse, there's one at the University of South Campus, Elsie Odom, and that's the ones here in Arlington. And on election day, I won't try to tell you all the locations because there's more than 50 of them in Arlington. And as I understand our new voting situation, you could, on election day, you could go to any precinct and vote with the new equipment we have in. So, well, welcome everybody. Glad you could come out tonight. And we are particularly happy that we have 2 city council members here today, even though one got a phone call. Okay. Anything going in the city that you'd like to cover with us tonight?
Well, I'm sure everybody has heard the news about the new museum coming to Arlington. So we just had they were in again today. So they're working on plans for the construction. So we're well on our way on that. And that's been the big news, I think. They were asking for me to share some big news going on, and I said the museum.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
they were touring today and working on, they're at a next trip, and they're going to be picking a contractor in the next month or 2, and they'll start right away. So we're looking forward to it.
They said last Tuesday when we went out that they were meeting with potential architecture firms. There were 4 architecture firms that invited to submit a design, and they're all from New York. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see what kind of designs they get, and it should be a wonderful addition to our entertainment complex. And you know what they're really focused on is making sure there's an opportunity for young people to understand the sacrifice that these people make and the nobility of sacrificing for a greater cause that's bigger than you. And what's really interesting is that they intend to have an educational component with programming for young people. That's really the motivation of a lot of people on the board, is to provide that kind of example of selflessness for today's youth.
And also they'll be highlighting first responders, not just the medal recipients. So that also is an addition to the museum.
Have they chosen a site?
Yes. Yes.
It's, you know where the youth ballpark is?
Yes.
At right across the lake from the old ballpark in Arlington?
That's right.
That's where it'll be. But the youth ballpark is by contract going to be rebuilt somewhere else.
That is yet
It's
to be
across
determined.
the lake.
North side.
Yes, the north side of
the entrance
Arlington
will be,
Lake.
you kind of from the board, what, the convention center or what?
It'll be closer, more to the west of the convention center. There will be, the parking lot for the convention center will still be between it and the museum.
Okay. Anything else that's going on with the city?
That's the big news.
You also had the big news about Six Flags headquarters.
Yes, the State of the City address. Obviously, Mayor announced we took action the night before on doing the world headquarters for Six Flags. So it will be in the old ballpark that will return its name back to the ballpark at Arlington. And they're undergoing renovations. They're doing all the renovations as soon as they're in the process of moving out now, the Rangers. So they'll be renovating that entire floor, and that will be their new international headquarters. So that's a lead tenant for the next 11 years. In addition, the Rangers have extended out their contract as well. So we're looking really forward to adding in even more additions. So the promise that was made during the ballpark election has been fulfilled, that it will continue to exist, and we'll continue to look for additional tenants to work through the building. And I think one of the things to just point out to you all, a lot of folks wondered why the city released our information when we were in the Amazon competition. And you all know that our city got a visit by Amazon. And the reason why we decided as a city to release all that data is because of the renderings and drawings about the old ballpark. And because of those renderings and drawings about how to repurpose the old ballpark, we've gotten a lot of really good conversations, and one of those conversations actually led to this deal being developed. So I really think that that's a wonderful opportunity for us to have utilized that process to help us reconceptualize what we'll do with that.
And one of the things that we were concerned about at the city was, the Harris County's had a bad time with the Astrodome, right? It's kind of gotten run down, it didn't look very good. One of the key benefits of this new lease to the Six Flags Corporation is we have a tenant that will keep finances flowing to keep the facility in good condition for the next 11 years. That gives us time to be able to also look for other possible tenants. Right now, you may have seen they're changing the field right now to allow for the XFL football team, the Dallas Renegades, to play there, coached by Bob Stoops. And then also there's a soccer team that's going to play there, the minor league, like AAA franchise for the FC Dallas team. And they're also going to be trying hard to attract other events, soccer and high school football, that sort of thing, to the stadium as well. But the ultimate goal that we are kind of hoping for, if y'all saw the renderings from Amazon, is we had office towers on the corners of the ballpark, 20-story office towers rising from the corners of the ballpark, and that's still something we would like to see happen.
You said high school football games. You mean regular season games, as I know, it's part of the school bond issue, but I know UTA's got canned the Maverick Stadium. Canned's not the right word, they're gonna tear it down, is that?
They are.
Yes.
We can go, I think what you're gonna find out is that Arlington has positioned itself very, very well with the entertainment district, because what you have is many of the state playoff games have moved to AT&T Stadium. Well, AT&T Stadium is it's very grandiose, it's very expensive for the UIL to play there. You could play games in the ballpark with this new Renegades field that they have, and you have capacity for like 50,000 people at the very top, but what they're going to be trying to keep it at is around 28,000, which is perfect for high school football championship games when you're bringing in people from both sides. But I could see the school district using those for premier matchups because when Arlington Martin played Lake Travis this year, and that's going to be a game that comes back. Bob Wager here at Martin always tries to bring in big name games where he can start off with. That would be a perfect rental for the ballpark. So I think there's going to be people from South Lake, HEB area, Grand Prairie, Fort Worth, that will use that stadium and that ball field. So I think that it's going to get a lot of use.
Who's responsible for the actual facility and keeping that up? So you're going to have tenants that, you've already found tenants. Because I happen to have the opportunity to go to that last ball game between TCU and the Texas Ranger prospects, and the facilities are just really
Yeah, they haven't put as much money into it the last couple of years.
bad. Yeah, it was kind of like the old Cowboys Stadium, out there.
But the Rangers are still
I mean,
in
they are
control, right?
horrible. They're deplorable. not
Through
horrible.
2024, the original contract, all of the upkeep to the building facilities is the Rangers. So the Rangers have to upkeep it. And so the extension of this contract, why it's so important, extending it by 11 years, that will also give the opportunity for them to continue to upkeep. What's nice about bringing in additional tenants is the fact that the level of upkeep will be higher.
Yeah.
And so you will see that. A lot of people had commented at the very end of the year, you saw broken doors or broken seats or some things about restrooms.
Yeah, they're corroded.
Yeah.
I mean, the metal's corroded halfway up in the stalls.
Because a lot of the
Yeah,
emphasis by the team had to be put on, obviously, the building of the new ballpark.
Sure.
But in terms of maintenance, that is something that they have to continue under contract. So the more that we can help assist and work with them to bring in additional tenants, that also will help with that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they have a financial incentive.
They do.
They do.
Because, they've made it clear they want to aggressively market the facility going forward to high school and other different tenants as well for all sorts of sports. I mean, I firmly believe they intend to really work hard to do that.
Their intention over the last was to finish the new ballpark and then to go back and start to retrofit. So that's always been the plan, is to finish that out. And we're about 78%, I think, complete on the new ballpark. So once that's finished, then they're going to go back and start to really work on those pieces.
It's also a bandwidth thing because it's crunch time for the new ballpark and they gotta be done. And so their entire attention is focused on that right now, and they don't have much excess bandwidth to focus on anything else because this is crunch time for the new
They're
ballpark.
working 24/7, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. They have 3 crews that come in.
And even with the new or the old stadium, if you go there right now, they've already started moving out some of the seats. The field have been pulled back, and they're putting in the new turf because they have to have that ready by mid-January because the Renegades will start playing in February. So, I mean, they're doing some of those, that work right now that you were discussing.
Yeah, they had the draft last weekend.
Okay, different topic. What about April Street, Mountain City Hall will be finished?
Oh, my.
Got another,
I think they got another 3 to 4 months left on it, is what I understand.
yeah, there's 4 months left in this current, the 4 months left in the current intersection that they're working through.
That's my understanding. When I asked Trey, he told me 4 months.
Yep, that's what he told all of us.
Okay, yeah.
So 4 months,
So,
barring any
mid-year
weather.
probably?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and one of the things, I'm a construction law attorney, is that manpower issues in construction are very, very bad right now. And you're having lots of subs default on projects because another person will walk on and hire 5 of their workers out from under them and the whole project falls apart. And so it's difficult to keep people on a project, and that project has run into some difficulty with subcontractors being able to retain a proper amount of workforce to work on the project. And it's kind of slowed things down just a tad.
Just a little bit, but again, keep in mind the contract was developed so that if they did meet certain markers, they do get additional incentives. So they have met some of the markers they may not have met under certain circumstances where others, because of subcontracting issues, did not. So
Yeah, we benefit because they pull workers off other projects to bring
For
them to the
us.
city projects because they get an incentive if they finish on time.
yeah,
I have to laugh on construction, they're redoing Perkins Road, which is one that I travel on. And they got a detour, but they put the sign for detour facing the way that you can't see it. You got it facing the wrong way. People, when you get to the detour, somebody said, oh, we're gonna have a detour goes this way, to set the arrow, it really should be. So that's another worker problem. Okay, let's move on. Gabriel, you have anything on code compliance?
No, sir, nothing new to pass or any big events going on right now, so.
Anyone have anything they want to bring up, either as city council or Gabriel on code compliance? Okay.
I don't know where this goes, but how did we do this year on a national night out? Did we do as good as before or better, or?
I haven't heard the final numbers. Have you, Victoria?
I have not heard the final numbers. The number of parties was higher, but I don't know if the number of attendance is higher. We're still waiting to officiate the numbers because I have to do the official application back for